Everyone is Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button if you want to get notifications for when we go live. Tap the bell. We go live 30 minutes after market close, Monday through Friday. If you're not yet a member of our free options trading group, the link is below for that as well. Oh, we got some. Oh, got a lot of things on. And the link for our Discord is below as well. If you're here right now, say what up. I think we saw a couple people in here. Richard, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate it. Carmine. Michael Alpine, thank you. Artem, what's going on? Carmine. Callum, Ray Lee, Ben, Ali, Billy. What's going on? What's going on? Got a cut yesterday. Took the day off from trading yesterday, so yesterday was a holiday, so got some things done. What else we got going on here? Yeah, today. Billy Hermes, I think you're Hermes Thrice Great. Are you Crypto Slice? You just changed your name. Anyway, let's get it popping. Jeff, thanks. Jack, what's up? Josh, we got the Wile E. Coyote here with the dollar signs, dollars. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. It's not goofy. William, what's going on? IBM screwed after the bell. Yeah, IBM, as you guys can see, IB had earnings. I didn't think this was going to happen, but they beat earnings and they went from 122 to 130. Looking at IBM here. Last earnings was it they did pretty terrible last earnings. They issued, I think the earnings weren't that bad. I think what happened is they issued bad guidance, lower guidance, and they went from 144 down to 133, and it kind of set the tone to kind of go to 105 for the. So, IBM as a business is on a struggle bus. I mean, they're definitely a dinosaur trying to adapt to the cloud market, but we'll see what happens. For those that bought calls, congrats. For those that bought puts, I'm sorry for your loss. But that's the way the game goes. Yeah, Joshua, profitable, nothing realized. Yeah, so today market, the Dow was almost down. The Dow was down like what, 450 at one point, and right now it's down like 291. So we had quite the pushback. If you're looking here at the S&Ps, I mean, the S&Ps, we just went down pretty much all day today. We pretty much just went down all day, and then at the last hour, a lot of stocks pushed up. Nasdaq was actually just getting axed. I mean, Nasdaq was getting slaughtered. And if you're looking at let's say like a Microsoft or BABA, if you're looking at the last couple candles here, I mean, they just bought it up. Microsoft went from 105 almost to 106. BABA went from 150 up to 152.25. SPY. If you're looking at SPY here, SPY went from 261 up to almost 263. Hit 263 after hours. I think it's just people were taking profits, and I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. CNBC said that the trade talks are postponed with China, whatever that meant. I mean, I honestly think the White House just teases that when they want to push the market up higher. Like I said, those kind of situations, I sell those situations or I short those situations because, I mean, it's just people talking. Last week we went from 25.70 all up to 26.75, and now we're headed back lower I thought we were gonna maybe touch like 2600, lower 2600s. I mean, it did hit like 2616 today, which is, you know, pretty crazy. Today, so I'm trying some different things here. Today, as you can see here, I'm profit and loss. Let's go here. So trying some different things, different strategies here. I'll go over my trades in a second. Overall today, I'm up $20 on the day. We probably should be more. Did eBay really go up that much? No, it did not. That's kind of weird. Okay. Anyways, so I was trading eBay a little bit. So it's pretty interesting at eBay's losing. We'll take a look at eBay in a second. It was saying at close I'm down $19, but we'll see about that. So what I'm doing here, as you can see here, I have the margin account, I have the cash account, and actually what I did, because I'm trying to do some small day trades, and as you guys can see across the boards here, I'll show you my different accounts here, but what I did was I took $250 and put it in the cash account, basically to see kind of what we do with it here, and just to do small day trades, some small scalps, some small just get in, get out. I did take some profits on eBay. You know, this is another, we'll go over my trades here in a second. So, you know, typically I trade on my margin account, but I'm trying to grow this small cash account by just buying calls, buying puts. Nothing fancy, just some day trades in there. I did end up holding eBay, but we'll go into that here, into my trades here. Okay, so these are my trades today. Basically mirror my Thinkorswim account as well. So eBay this morning, as you can see here, I bought the 3350 puts today for 54 cents. And let's just talk about eBay. Let's cover eBay all at once just so you guys can see what happened here. eBay this morning, let's go into eBay. eBay spiked up from 31 bucks all the way up to $35 pre-market, and then settled in at like 30 just below 33. And as you can see, actually we should probably use this so it's tied together here. As you can see on eBay, at one point these calls were up like 8,000% because no one saw it coming in. I was up like over 10%, 12%. Yo, Sergio, what's going on? Slow bleed eBay. So eBay, if you didn't know what happened with eBay, so basically a large shareholder, he owns 4% of the company. He put a letter out saying like, hey, the target for eBay is this price. You know, he kind of raised his own target price, and somehow the robots or whoever, you know, they pushed the stock higher, you know, like over 10%. And really there's no news there. I mean, there was nothing. It was just like it was just kind of like a shareholder letter, and he was just saying like, you know, what he believes the stock market should be, or stock price should be, what he believes it, you know, whatever. So I didn't really think it held any weight because it didn't do anything to eBay's business. They weren't doing anything groundbreaking. They weren't announcing anything new. They weren't announcing any changes to their business. But basically what happened, because of that letter came out, you know, I shorted the pop here. So what I did was I bought the 3350 put for 54 cents. A couple hours later, I sold it for 77 cents. So we made almost 50% on that. And then after I got out of that, the reason why I sold and reloaded is because I was anticipating a bigger downside here. Once it broke 33, it was really struggling. I thought it was going to go a lot faster, and it just didn't. It kind of just bounced around, hit 33 a couple times, came back down. And Boris, what's up? Really hit 33, and then it came back down, went there. So I actually just reloaded. So I bought, you know, when a stock when a stock is moving slow like that, I'm up 50%, but I still believe in the trade. I'm not going to jeopardize those profits. I'm going to take profits and hit the reload. So I sold them for 77 cents, and I bought two of the 32.50 puts for 31 cents. So bought the first one 54 cents, sold it for 77 cents, and then I bought two more for 31 cents at 32.50. You know, so that's why I shorted eBay, just because I didn't think their little shareholder letter held any weight. Snap. So I did a trade on Snap. I sold my Snap position here for 29 cents. I got a little bit better trade. I got a little bit better price on Thinkorswim. I got 30 cents, but glad I sold. So on January 16th, I bought 3 of the 6-strike calls for 25 cents, and I sold them the day for 29 cents. I did get a little bit better price on Thinkorswim. As you can see here, if we go to monitor here, Snap here, we got 30 cents. The reason why I sold, so they went down. This was just, I was actually anticipating this to be a quick trade. I ended up holding this, and it went down. You know, their CFO left or whatever. You know, their business is definitely on the struggle bus. But it was starting to recover, and then it popped up pretty nice on Friday. Probably should have sold on Friday. Would have got a little bit better pricing. But today it spiked up as well, and I sold it at about an hour into open. So when it was kind of around 6, like right around like 6:10, 6:11 area. Thankfully I sold. I just didn't, you know, it expired. Oh, it didn't expire until February 1st, but I just didn't want to jeopardize profits, you know. So with stocks that are like single digits like this, you really got to take the small wins. You got to take the small wins. Like, I mean, it's a $5 stock. You know, you're not going to make, I mean, you could, but the chances of this making 100%, 200, 300%, probably not likely. Sure, it did make it back here. If you were holding puts on this, yeah, you did pretty good. It dropped from 658 down to a low of 653. You know, hit 592. So I mean, it dropped $1. It dropped a lot, but chances of it like going back up to 6 or 7, not likely. Not likely, especially like when we have strong days like this. Like we had a pretty strong down day. It was holding pretty well until the afternoon, and then they just tore this thing apart. You know, hit 608, and then it dropped all the way down to 588. You know, nonstop. So like for cheap stocks, single digit stocks, anything below $10, you gotta be very careful, and you know, have realistic expectations. The sell-off is set to continue until SPY reached a resistance level again. Yeah, I was actually looking at the 260 put on SPY. I did not trade it, but I was looking at it. And I can go over the option pricing on that as well, what I was looking at. Well, I didn't expect SPY to fly up in the last few minutes before closing. I bought 233 calls, 233 calls at 350 that expire tomorrow in theory that we broke the 5-minute. I'm not sure. You bought 233 of what strike? Yeah, we'll examine that SPY trade. Caterpillar. I did a trade in CAT today. I said I was gonna stay away from it, but I felt kind of good about it. So today on Caterpillar, I bought the 130 put, the 135 call for $1.54. They do have earnings. If we're looking at Caterpillar has earnings January 28th, and I'm trading the 25th. So I was actually looking for a little bit of a run up. You know, we have CAT here. I was looking when I put the position on, I was like 133. I was actually looking to run towards like 135, 136 again. Even though my position was a bit neutral, but they because of that China news, the stock price didn't go so well for CAT. You know, the tariff news and the trade talks, they don't bode well for CAT. You know, kind of like BABA, not as bad, but you know, the trade war negatively impacts CAT, and that's reflected here. So I still have the 130 call. Yes, it did get a nice bump. It did get a nice bump. It went from 131 all up to 132. Nice bump at close, just like everything else. But I still have that 130 put. So hopefully, if we can gap down or you know, gap up tomorrow, I think it'll be a good position. Right now, we're just kind of in the middle of that. You know, it could definitely go either way right now. eBay getting a Freddy Krueger pulled on it. I got you. Yeah. So, you know, my target on eBay is actually like 31 to 32, 31.50 to 32. I'll be happy with 32. Not going to be greedy. You know, definitely looking forward to close that gap. And then the other trade I did today was Microsoft Strangle. I did the 105 put and the 107 call. Got it for $1.55 on Microsoft. I don't know, what was that going for at close here? Okay, I'm down. It says I'm down $6 on that. Let's go back to the trade here. So I got the 105. Let's see, Microsoft. So yeah, this was looking pretty good. So I was actually, it did break the 105 area before pushing up back up to 106. So it went down to 104, 104.86, and then it was looking at like 106. Brent learned a lesson. Yeah, if you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. Manny got paid. Jack says Apple looks dead. Any thoughts? Any thoughts on buying 106 strike call for Microsoft? Adolfo, going over that right now. I did buy the 106, and I have the 10. Sorry, no, I have the 107 call, 105 put. Sorry about that. I was actually leaning bearish, to be honest with you. I was actually leaning bearish, but we'll see what happens. That's why, you know, when we trade, we put protections in place. Ben, it'll happen by tomorrow. It'll happen by tomorrow. Daniel got paid. Boris got paid. So yeah, let's look at the SPY. So let's look at the SPY calls. I just want to give you guys, show you some crazy volatility here on SPY on these calls I was looking at. So I was looking at the puts. I was looking at the 260. I was looking at the 260 puts just to kind of give you some analysis here, some analysis of what I was looking at. So let's look at these 260 puts. These expire this Friday for January 25th. And let's just show you the price action today and like what I like to do. So one of the things that I like to do that definitely helps you out with learning option pricing is you look at whatever strike you're interested in, and then you look at what the stock price is doing. And this is how, like, a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of people don't understand what the underlying does to the stock price. People just think they're trading options like they're trading penny stocks, right? But they have to understand what the underlying is. And in this case, the underlying to this SPY 260 option put is the actual SPY stock, right? So, or the ETF. So, you know, as you can see, this is a put. As SPY goes down, the value of this keeps increasing. When SPY goes up, the put decreases in value. As it should. I mean, unless it's like, you know, we had a lot of movement today. If the one thing that, you know, that wouldn't factor is that, like, obviously this lines up pretty well. But if SPY stayed the same, then this would probably be decreasing the value due to theta and then IV crush a little bit. But, you know, these calls opened up. They touched around like 40 cents. They went around 50 cents this morning. They reached a high of $1.45. And then when we got this spike here, it went from $1.45 all the way to like 82 cents to like 78 cents or so. You know, definitely got crushed there pretty pretty nice as this went from, 260 basically, 261 to 263. So we had a $2 swing, and with a $2 swing, you can see what this just chopped it in half. Yes, if you were holding all day, you probably should have definitely closed out. If you were holding at 40 cents and you didn't close out at $1 or $1.20, I mean, you were just being greedy at that point. Greed, as you can see here, by holding, greed, causes you to do weird things. Also, you go from 40 cents to $1.40, you take the money. You go from 40 cents to $1, or $1.20, you take the money. I mean, you're up 200%, 300%. I mean, come on. Like you don't just. And in this case, the longer that you have a trade on, what people don't understand, the longer that you have a trade on, whether you're profitable or not profitable, increases your risk. So whatever you have in the market increases your risk. When they say, what's your risk like, is how much money you have in the market. If you can't answer that, you probably, that's a scary place to be. If you don't know what your risk is, you're definitely gonna be in trouble if you don't know what your risk is. In this case, if you took a 40-cent option and it rode to $1.40, and then within an hour cut down to 75 cents, and you're like, oh, this guy, I guarantee you somebody did this. They bought it open, they wrote it up. Man, I'm getting rich. We're doing well. We're up so much money, and then in an instant, that option gets cut in half. But still, here, this dude's still up 100%. Just take the money. You're not guaranteed to make money in the market. You don't know where the market's going to go. Nobody knows where the market's going to go. If we knew where the market was going to go, everybody would be filthy rich, and there would be no reason for us to do these videos. But since nobody knows where the market goes, you got to lock in those gains. You got to protect your count. And yeah, options are time sensitive. So options. So like I kind of used this analogy before, but like basically, if you're kind of playing hot potato, you get the option, and at any minute it could explode. You want to hand it off. You want to hand it off to somebody else. Like you don't want to be the one bag holding it. You want to keep rotating, keep moving the potatoes. You want to keep moving it around because, yeah, Billy, protect capital, redeploy, take profits, redeploy capital. Something that we teach here all the time, but. You don't want to. This is a good example. This is definitely was some easy money to lock in here. Yes, it would have been a little scary from time to time, but the uptrend is definitely there. You're making 100, 200, 300%. You take the money, and then your people will be like, well, I'm gonna hold out for 500% or 1,000%, and maybe you'll get there. You could get there. You could definitely get there, but it's not promised. It's much easier to make 100% 10 times than it is to make 1,000% once. Does Tastywork have price action graphs like TOS? No. So Thinkorswim allows you to actually look at what the option is. All you have to do on Thinkorswim is go to any call or put, any strike. You basically can select. We can see what these 263s did today. You just copy this and paste it. And you can see, this put today went from $1 up to $2.75, back down to $1.67. So, Boris, good point. We would all be rich, but not rich. We would have a lot of money, but it would mean less. I get you. You can't be rich if everybody's rich, right? So looking into this week, this was our first real red day in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So in 11 trading sessions, this was our first real red day. Obviously this doesn't mean anything in terms of the chart. Obviously, we're back here above 2,600. As we were saying before, when we were bouncing back here in October, in November, and December, when we were just zigzagging between 2,600 and 2,800, we were making the assumption if we can break 2,800, chances are good of making all new highs, 2,900 or even maybe 3K. But if we keep failing here, which we did, And if we keep failing the 2600 area, which we finally did, it's going to get very dangerous. It's going to get very dangerous very quickly. So, you know, as soon as it broke 2600 and we started gaining more momentum, you know, we had a lot of down days, went all the way down to 2346, 2350 area, you know, before bouncing back up. And now we're back above. We have a crazy V chart, but you don't want to be the guy that shorts on the very first red day and realize that was just a little bit of pullback, and then we go back up to like 2800, and then you don't want to go like too heavy, because like what a lot of people do is they get really excited, like, oh man, we just had all these green days, I'm gonna go all in, I'm gonna put my whole account on the line on the first red day, and that may not work good to you. I mean, if you look at what happened here. Look what happened here. So we had some nice down days here. Then we started to pull back up pretty strong. And then we had a red day here. And then we went up to 2800 again. So you gotta be very careful. T5, what up? Just signed up with a second account with TD Ameritrade, but that's the downside of using RH as well. Someone mentioned about Scott. I don't know if Robinhood steals money, but their platform isn't as good. Their support's not as good. You don't get the support that you need, and also their apps are glitchy. And I mean, if you guys were trading options when they had that whole options trading rollback a couple months ago or a month ago, you lost money. Everyone that traded options on Robinhood lost money that day. I mean, there maybe some things worked out to the advantage when they rolled things back, that they, you know, gave you better pricing and then you had that position again. But overall, Robinhood is not for day trading or even like swing trading aggressively like we do here. I think we're just gonna see it stay red for a bit. The cracks are so deep now. Yeah, but I mean, like, if you're looking at the long-term chart here, you know, this little bit of pullback, yeah, it kind of hurt today. I mean, SPX was down almost 1.5%. Yeah, but if you're looking here, this is nothing. This is a small blip on the rip up that we went. We just had the strongest rip up. Yeah, we had a very strong rip down, but you know, like anything, we need to see some two-sided action here. You know, straight down is not good for anybody. Straight up is not good for anybody. So are we going to bounce between, like, can we come down to 2600 tomorrow and then bounce back up? The question is, are we going to be in this range again where we go from, you know, 28 to 26 to 28 to 26 again? If so, I mean, that would be great. That would be great, because as option traders, we'll make some decent bank. You know, it gets really hard as an options trader where we go straight down or we go straight up, because always in the back of your mind is thinking, when is this going to stop? You know, you can't keep thinking like every day it's going to continue down the same path. And that's how a lot of people lose their money. Is like, oh, this worked yesterday, I'm going to do it again. Oh, it worked again today, I'm going to do it again. And each time they keep increasing their position size until that one day it stops and they lose their money. They give back all the profits. I know people that gave profits back for a whole month or a whole year. You know, back in February of 2018, I know people that gave back whole year's gains on this, because no one saw this coming. That's why you always got to trade safe. And that's why you can't let greed get the best of you. Like in this drop, obviously this drop doesn't look so big right now, but in 2017, this was the biggest drop we had in over 2 years. I mean, it was like every day we were just going up a little slower, very slowly, up very slowly. We just kept going up. We just kept going up. And then one day we went from 28, almost 2,900 down to like 25, 36 in just a couple of days. And that was the most volatility we experienced in over 2 years. It was insane, and people lost entire years or multi-years gains on that. Like, what's the point of trading if you're going to give up a whole month's worth of return of profits, or a whole year's worth of profits, or 2 years worth of profits? Like, what's the point? You might as well just let the money sit in your savings account and come back 2 years later, you have the same amount of money. At least you have the money, right? Yeah, 27 is not far away. FC 26, 26. I mean, I would like to see us come to 2600 and then bounce back, maybe even like 2590, even like right in this area, 2580, 2590 area. I would definitely like that. Cron analysis. Kit, what's up? Let's look up Cron. Cron is just exceeding expectations. What did they do today? What is the option pricing? So this is how you know. This is how you know when obviously. Let's go here. So Cron. Let's look at Cron for a second. I mean, if you're looking here, yes, we did break. It did break to new highs today before selling back. Yes, you probably could have made money just day trading this. This definitely was kind of. I mean, this is pretty crazy here. It went from 15 to 16 down to 15 again, back up to like almost 16. Like you gotta be careful about that. Is Cron liquid? It appears to be. Hamed, it appears to be pretty liquid. 6,000, 4,000 on the calls, 2,000, 1,400 on the puts. So pretty liquid. I mean, I would say it's overpriced, but as you can see here, yes, Cron's up 1% today. It's up 17 cents. But if you were to hold, like if you were to hold from Friday, these are getting axed and these are getting axed if you held on the close. Yes, you could have made some money. This stock you gotta move quick. You gotta sell the spikes and short the rips and make sure you exit your positions, because as you can see, holding it, like there was a lot of volatility here, but it basically ended up in the same place that it was. A small gap up at open, but really just a couple, 17 cents higher than it was on Friday. And as you can see here, definitely had a nice run, but this is where the greed factor comes in, where people get very greedy when they see, oh, it went from 12, it went from 12 to 16. This is easily going to go to 20, and then if they held, your position gets axed. So you got to be very careful about this. With Cron, you just got to be sure to exit. I mean, who knows how high it's going to go? I mean, it could go up to 20, it can go to 30, it can go to 40, but it could also retrace back to 10. Like this chart is ugly. It's super ugly, but you got to be careful. With the wheat stocks, you got to be careful. I don't necessarily like trading them because they rely on political news and that kind of thing. I don't really like trading like FDA approvals and laws, and that's, if you want to do that, you could trade Forex and stuff. And if you want to keep track of global policies and all that, some people that's very interesting to them. To me, it's not. FC, I'd rather us go to 2,700 and beyond and fake everyone out. Yeah, I mean, I was short the market for I was short Delta. That's why I haven't been making any money. I mean, I'm basically flat for the month, basically because for the last 2 weeks I've been holding short, and then we finally get a short day. We got some money in, so hopefully we get a couple more red days so we can get out. Excellent sold puts. GS puts too early. Yeah, so I'm holding a Bank of America position that I put on, and I have the 2850. Let's look at this. I was really surprised. So I have it's down $70 since I opened the position. They actually expire this week. When did I put this on? When did I put this on? Oh, man, a while ago. Okay, so I put this position on January 16th, which is last Wednesday. I put this position on, and for 53 cents, I got the 28.50 put and the 30 call. And how they have rewarded me, because I was mainly doing a resistance trade here. So as you can see here, it got rejected here at 29, got rejected here at 29, got rejected here at 29, and it didn't get rejected here. It went to 29.50, but it's not going down fast enough. I mean, it was down only 21 cents today, so I needed to go down a little bit. I guess I should have probably closed it last week when it went to like when it came down to, let's see, what did it come down to, like 28.85. Probably should have closed it, but now we got some money back, only $2 back on it, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully we get another red day on that. GE as well. GE as well. I have the puts for this week that I've been holding on. GE had a pretty crazy day. Just went straight down, went from 9 to 8.56. I actually thought it was going to come back up to like the 8.90 area because it seems to like to hug that area, but just really flattened out. So hopefully maybe tomorrow at open we can get it. Maybe follow the same chart where we just get another nice rip down and I can exit my position. And then Tesla. Oh, so Tesla is another one that I want to talk about. Tesla, as you can see here on my positions here, I'm up $38. I actually put on a position on Friday. Hi, what's going on? I put a position on Tesla. I didn't realize this at the time because I thought Tesla was going to have earnings like February. They were supposed to have earnings like February 5th or something like that. And I thought that they were going to have earnings like February 5th. Now it's saying January 30th. So over the weekend it got changed. I don't know if it got changed or anything. But the same thing happened last quarter. I was actually holding calls on Tesla. I had like a 7-cent average on them. And then they changed their earnings date, and the next day I sold them for $1 each. And they actually closed that day for $9. And February 6th, they moved it up again. So now it's January. So now it's January 30th, and so I bought these, you know, thinking that Tesla was going to run up into earnings because they had that crazy drop on Friday. Had a crazy drop, went from 349 down to 300, and actually went down to 295 today. But pretty much all day today was really flat. So I bought the 375 call for February 1st, and now let's look at these guys here on Tesla. So even though the stock, just to show you guys this for kind of a pre-earnings, not this date. So our position is on February 1st. We got to get down here a little bit. Oh, there's our position. 375. So let's look at this option pricing here. This is today. So even though the stock didn't really move, yes, we had some volatility here, went up to 302. But you know, it went from $1.93, basically was $1.15 to $1.42. What basically really flat. This was trading for, before the drop, like $7.69. I picked it up almost at the lows. Like this week with the low was 90 cents. I picked it up for 94 cents, as you guys saw, and now it's trading at $1.31. So, you know, I'm looking to cut this position, you know, hopefully this week. I was actually looking for a little run up on Tesla, but we got this pretty red day. Even though this, you know, Tesla stock was only down $3 today, it did try to make a push to like 310. Just couldn't do it. But even though it couldn't do it because of earnings, it didn't really hurt my position. I'm actually still up. I mean, I'm still up like 30% on this bad boy. So all day I've been up like 30%. It's done nothing. So, you know, hopefully, I'm definitely going to cut it before earnings. I don't hold through earnings usually. So we'll see what Tesla does here. If we can get up to like 320, let's see if we can get to like 315, 320 area, and then we'll see what we got to do. Depends on how long it takes to get there. I mean, if we're cutting it close, obviously we want to exit this position before earnings. Now earnings are January 30th, and so next Wednesday. So really, I would like to get rid of it by Friday, but you know, we'll see what happens here. Yeah, Danny, Tesla layoffs, but you know, the way I think we talked about this on Friday, the way that I think layoffs unfortunately are not good for people, but they're good for the stock because it makes companies leaner, faster, and more profitable. You know, I guarantee you, I mean, this is not the first time Tesla's laid people off. Tesla, I guarantee you, just like any company, you probably got, at the company you guys work for, you probably got a bunch of people like clocking in, clocking out, not doing anything, right? And, you know, Tesla's not going to lay off their best employees. You know, if you think about it, Tesla's not going to lay off their best employees. They're going to lay off the bottom 10%. And if that's you, I mean, that's what happens. If you don't work hard, you're in the bottom 10%. You know, for me personally, I don't want to be in the bottom 10% of anything. So, I mean, Tesla laying off 3,000 employees is way different than Tesla going out of business. Just because they lay off employees doesn't mean they're going to go out of business. They're probably, if you lay off employees, you're able to you're able to make more money on the cars. You know, you're not going to have those people eating up your profits. You know, I know we're talking about people here, and it's a terrible thing to lay off 3,000 people or lay off anybody. But if you're talking about the company as a whole, you know, they're not going to lay off their top employees. They're not going to lay off the top 10%. They're going to cut from the bottom. You know, if you guys look at anybody that does job cuts, I mean, any big companies like IBM, Microsoft, anyone that has, I mean, all these companies have cut jobs in the past, and they cut from the bottom up. They don't cut from the top down. So they're cutting the fat. You know, there's nothing wrong with cutting the fat. I mean, I know it's bad that you lay people off, but at the end of the day, if you show up to work and do nothing, I mean, you can't be employed. You can't clock in, clock out, get a paycheck on somebody else's dime. Eventually it catches up with you. Eventually, that company says, this guy is not producing. We don't want him to work with our company anymore because he's making our cars more expensive, our health insurance is more expensive, and all he does is clock in, clocks out, plays on his phone. You know, he's playing Fortnite at his desk. It's terrible, you know? So, if anything, I think layoffs are going to be a good thing. Also, it helps kind of shake things up, puts, you know, shines a light like that your job's not safe. I know this is, you know, a different kind of management style, but it kind of shakes things up, saying maybe it'll make people work harder. Maybe it'll make Tesla more profitable. I mean, it is what it is, you know. But at the end of the day, I mean, just like anything, if you don't work hard, you don't deserve to be there. You don't deserve to get paid if you don't work hard. Like in trading options, if you're trading options, it's hard work. Anybody that says options is so easy, I just make money. I wake up, I'm up hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I go to bed, and you know, things are great. Guarantee you they're lying to you, because options trading is a lot of work. It's hard work. You know, when you're options trading, you actually, you know, you run it, like I talked about this before, you run it as a business. It's not a hobby. It's not like you're either in or you're out. Yes, you could, if you want to trade casually and just buy a call, you know, that expires in a year, whatever, you can do that. But for the majority of the people here, they want to make money. They want to take it seriously, and, you know, it's hard work. It's freaking hard. Flip side is maybe corporate incentive is lower, but millennials are lazy. Well, I mean, I think a corporate, when it comes to like a startup, not necessarily, Tesla's not necessarily a startup, but when it comes to a company that has not yet proven itself, and you got all these people on board, like, you know, I guarantee you there's a lot of people on board that are like, oh, it's so cool to work for Tesla, or it's so, you know, it's, you know, I work for Tesla, and, you know, they pay for my meals, and they do this and they do that, and, you know, whatever the case is, you know, they're serving lobster at the cafeteria, you know. At the end of the day, Tesla, to prove themselves, has to make money. Elon Musk has to do things that he doesn't like. You know, if you own a business, you have to do things you don't like all the time. All the time. And Elon Musk definitely gets this, because he said at one time that, you know, if you want to go in business, he was basically saying, if you go in business for yourself, just don't do it. Because basically being an entrepreneur these days is like chewing glass, is what he said. Like he referred to being an entrepreneur to literally chewing glass. And yes, owning a business is definitely difficult. It's definitely hard. And having a company that is public, I would say is 1,000 times harder because you have everybody in your business. Everyone. That's why they want to take Tesla private, because everyone's in their business. Everybody has an opinion about your business because everything that you do is public. From your financials, I mean, everything that you do is public. You know, that's why it's a public company. But you know, in terms of Elon, he's got to do what he has to do to be profitable and to get to the next evolution of whatever his company is, wherever he plans to take Tesla. And obviously, companies that make money can continue in business. Companies that don't make money eventually go bankrupt. Work your butt off on options and get that lobster serve yourself while in underwear trading. Yeah. I mean, I did not take a shower today till like 2 p.m. you know, you know. But I mean, that's just me. Like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here all Gucci'd out and all that. You know, you do what makes you happy. If day trading in my underwear makes me happy, then that's what I'm gonna do. You know, day trading with my shirt off, I'm gonna do that. You know, day traded in my swimsuit, I'll do that. You know, whatever I want to do. You know. Some people want to day trade in their suit. People like to wear suits. I don't typically like to wear suits, but if you do, you could do that. Then you can afford the Tequila. Yeah, I mean, Kit, we're waiting for Elon to drop the Tequila, and that way we can throw a UVH party and get it popping. All right, Andrew, that's where I draw the line. There's no mankini. No mankini for me. That's where I draw the line. Barat style. They moved it. Oh, okay, got it. Anyways, any stocks you guys want to look at? We looked at Kron, we looked at Tesla, we looked at GE. Looked at a lot of stocks that I'm currently holding. It's a nice. I think anyone that's ever seen Barat scarred. If you're new here, definitely say what up. I want to welcome you to the UVH community, UVH fam, great set of people. VXX. So, Nana, you know, the VIX. The VIX, I typically like just to, you know, this is VXX. I typically like to look at VIX or /VX. You know, the one thing that I would say, yes, we did get quite the push, but we're still in range here. And like I said before, like I told you guys many times, like 17, 16, 17 area, you know, definitely is like about, you got to be on the lookout for that. That's why I've been negative delta for a few days now. And when it gets down to, like, as you can see here, two-sided action, you know, down here, 17 got pushed up. Down here, 16 got pushed up. Down here, 16 got pushed up. And then we came down to like 17, and then it got pushed up again. Now, is this going to go up to 25? I don't know. It's hard to say. But, you know, you just got to be mindful of volatility. And when we get down to like the 16 and the 17 area, you know, it's happened 4 or 5 times now where we get down in this area and then we push up, which means the market's going down. Greg, Dollar Tree. Where do they trade at? Dollar Tree. Oh, DLTR. One thing about Dollar Tree, I mean, obviously they I've traded them before, but as you can see, like these earnings, I mean, this is a brutal one, from 95 down to 80 again here. So these 2 quarters here were just awful, except for last quarter. Last quarter it got pushed up from 80 up to 88, and now it's starting to break out. But you know, you gotta be like, for me, you gotta be very careful right here around the 95 area. You know, where it's gotten rejected in the past. You know, got rejected up here, got rejected here. So it did go higher. I don't know what the gap up, if there was news on why it gapped up from 92 to like 98. I don't know what the gap up is here. It did get higher, but now it's trending. It's definitely trending lower. So around this 95, you know, for me, it'd probably be like a strangle play, honestly. Steve-O. Yeah, implied volatility. So I can kind of show you here. Implied volatility. If you have Tastyworks, it's pretty easy to spot. IV rank up here. Each stock has a different IV rank. Just real quick, you can look at Tesla's got 65 IV rank, implied volatility. Bank of America's got 31. Caterpillar's got 56. GE's got 62. And then higher implied volatility usually means richer premium. Lower volatility means cheaper premium. But with lower volatility, you don't get as big of moves. Higher volatility, you get bigger moves. So that's the 10-second crash course. I was going to play VIX today if it wouldn't have popped. Yeah. Hey Nick, Tom, just opened a Tasty Horse account. Do you just click on trade in the position tab to close out the trade? So yeah, if I want to close out a trade, so let's say I wanted to close out this Microsoft trade. Let's say I only wanted to trade. Let's say I only wanted to close out the calls. Let's say I just want to close out these. You can just click it, highlight it. You can right click it and just hit close position. If you want to close out more, so let's say I wanted to close out multiple, I would hit the puts here, and then you would just hit the put, hit the call, and then you can right click, hit close position. As you can see, I got both now. Okay. Anyways, so unfortunately, looks like I gotta cut this stream short. Something's going on my end. Gotta take the daughter to the doctor here. So definitely appreciate you guys hanging out. Sorry I had to cut the stream short. Definitely appreciate every one of you. You guys all have a great day. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new. Have a great day.